Shri Matre Namaha, Joy Kamakhya. Kamakhye Varade Devi, Neela Parvat Vasini, Twa Devi Jagat Mata, Yoni Mudre, Namostute. Welcome to the Kamakhya Tantra reading series. In the last video, we had started talking and discussing about the third Patala of the Kamakhya Tantra, which is a large chapter and has been broken into three parts. So, this video is the second part of that explanation of the third Patala of the Kamakhya Tantra. This Patala talks more about the importance of the offerings that can be made to Kamakhya goddess and how she should be offered her worship. So, in the last video, I had finished 21 verses of this Patala, and now I'm starting with the 22nd verse of Patala 3. The next couple of verses, about 8 or 10 of them, are dedicated to the which are insisting and emphasizing on the importance of the Panchamakara or the 5M method of Vamachara worship of Kamakhya goddess. So please listen carefully and remove all your delusions and illusions about what this practice involves. So, verse 22. पूजयेदम्बिका देवीं पंचतत्वेन सर्वदा पंचतत्वं विना पूजा मभिचाराय kalpate. The sadhaka should always worship Devi Kamakhya with panchatatvas, which include wine, flesh, parched rice, and copulation with one's own wife or Shakti. The puja or worship without panchatattva turns into incantations. So, the 5 elements of the Panchatattvas have been described here, and it is also mentioned that if you do the worship of the goddess without the Panchamakaras, then it turns to be null and void. Panchatatven devyastu prasado jayate shanat panchamen mahadevi shivo bhavati sadhakaha. Devi's grace can be obtained instantly if the sadhaka worships Devi with Panchatattva. O great goddess, the sadhaka attains Shivahood if he worships with Panchatattva. So that is the importance of worshipping with the Panchamakaras to attain Shivahood itself. Panchatattva samam Devi nasti nasti kalau yuge Panchatattvam param brahma Panchatattvam paragatihi. Nothing is equal to Panchatattva in this Kali Yuga. Panchatattva is the supreme Brahma and Panchatattva is the best destination. These are self-explanatory verses explaining the greatness of using the 5 makaras. Panchatattvam Mahadevi, Panchatattvam Sadashivaha, Panchatattvam Swayam Brahma, Panchatattvam Janardanaha. So Panchatattva is the great goddess, Panchatattva is Lord Shiva, Panchatattva is Brahma himself, and Panchatattva is Janardana or Vishnu. So multiple benefits of understanding what is this importance. Panchatattvam bhukti mukti mahayogah prakirtitah panchatattven deveshi mahapataka kotayah. So Panchatattva itself is enjoyment and emancipation. O great goddess, it is the great combination. And crores of sins are destroyed by the offering of the Panchatattvas. Nashyanti tatshane naiva trina rashi mivanalah yatraiva panchatattvani tatra devi vaset dhruvam. As the heaps of grass are destroyed at once by fire, so the crores and crores of great sins are destroyed by the offering of the Panchatattva. Devi resides there where Panchatattva is practiced. So the importance of how the abolition of sin can be done by offering the Panchamakaras. Panchatattvam vihinetu vimukhi jagadambika Panchatattvam vina nanyat shaktanam sukha mokshayoho Shaivanam Vaishnavanam Nascha Shakta Nashascha Visheshatah. The mother of the universe remains indifferent without Panchatattva. Shaivas, Vaishnavas, especially the Shaktas, do not achieve happiness without Panchatattva. Even the Shaktas do not attain salvation. So, whatever kind of cult or practice that you are doing, no matter what you are doing, but without the offering of the Panchatattvas, the Shaktas will remain indifferent to salvation. The mother will not be fully pleased. So, even if you are a Vaishnava, even if you are a Shakta, even if you are a Shaivite, for all kinds of practices, the worship of the mother with Panchatattva is verily important. मद्येन मोदते स्वर्गे मासेन मानवाधिपः मत्स्येन भैरवीपुत्रो मुद्रया ध्वात् त्रितं व्रजेत् परेञ्च महादेवी सायुज्यं लभते नरः. The sadhaka enjoys heaven with the application of wine. He becomes a king with the use of meat. He becomes the son of Bhairavi with the application of fish. He equals himself to Brahma with the use of mudra, that is parched rice. O great goddess, he identifies with the supreme being with the application of copulation. So, in this verse, the important ingredients of the Panchamakaras, the Matsya, the Mudra, the Maithuna, all these have been explained in great detail, that how each of these components are important. So he enjoys heaven with the application of wine. So Madira is the offering of wine to the goddess. Bhukti yukto yaje devi tadha sarve prajayate swayambhu kusumai shuklai kunda golo dvai shubhai. If the sadhaka worships Devi with great devotion, he achieves everything. He will offer the arghya, that is, articles offered with respect, with self borne white flowers, auspicious articles borne of the basin of water and the large globular water jar. Kumkumadvaira Savena Charghayam Devye Nivedyet Nanopaharai Naivedya Nanadaye Payasairapi Vastrabhushadibhi Devi Prapuja Varanam Yajet. The sadhaka will prepare the arghya, that is, articles offered with respect, with kumkuma, that is, saffron, and the nectar of flower, and offer it to Devi. He will worship Devi with oblations, offerings of eatables, including rice, food prepared with milk, etc., and red garments. Then he will worship the avaharan or the coverings. So now the verses have, after explaining the importance of the kind of flowers that can be offered, the kind of yantra that must be made, the mantra is revealed, and then the use of the panchatattvas has been emphasized. Now the verses are moving on to even deeper details. Indradina pujya ye tatra tesham yantrani Shamkari. O consort of Shankara, then he will worship Indra and other gods along with their yantra, which is the mystical diagram which is supposed to possess occult powers. So, again, coming back to the worship of how the yantra has to be used in the worship. Pashwaryo Kamalam Vani Pujayet Sadhakottamaham. The greatest sadhaka will worship Kamala, that is Lakshmi, and Vani, that is Saraswati, by the two sides. Shema Darogyada Chaiva Shubhada Dhanadha Tatha Varadra Mohada Devi Riddhida Siddhida Picha Buddhida Shuddhida Chaiva Bhuktida Muktida Tatha Mokshada Sukhada Chaiva Jnanada Kantita Tatha Etaha Puja Mahadevyah Sarvada Yantra Madhyatah. So, this is a very, very beautiful and detailed verse talking about the importance of worshipping the yantra and how and what are the kind of siddhis that the goddess Kamakhya gives us. O goddess Kamakhya, you are Shameda, that is, she gives prosperity. Arogyada, she cures all of diseases. Shubhada, she gives welfare. Dhanada, she gives wealth. Varada, she grants boons. Mohada, she is the giver of illusion. Riddhida, she grants fortune. Siddhida, she grants success. Buddhida, she gives intellect. Suddhida, she is the giver of purity. Bhuktida, she gives possession and grants enjoyment. Muktida, she gives mukti or emancipation. Mokshada, she grants salvation. Sukhada, she gives happiness. Jnanada, she gives knowledge. And Kantida, she grants beauty. So these are the different descriptions of the kind of gifts that we receive from the mother. These great goddesses, that is Kamakhya, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, are always to be worshipped in the yantra. डाकिन्या धारस्तथा पूज्यः सिद्धयो यन्ततः शिवे षडक्नानि ततो देव्याः यजेत पुष्पांजलिं क्षिपेत. We are now at verse 37 of the Kamakhya Tantra Patala 3, which states, O consort of Shiva, then the sadhaka will worship Dakini and the siddhis in the yantra. Then he will worship the six organs, or which are the two arms, two legs, head and waist of Devi, and offer a handful of flowers. यथा शक्ति जपेन मंत्रम शुद्ध भावेन साधकः जपम समर्प्य वाध्या धैस्त्यो यशेत परदेवताम. Then, after worshipping the yantra, the sadhaka will mutter the mantra to the best of his abilities. He will satisfy Mother Kamakhya by offering and the muttering of the mantra and also by the sound of drums. Pathet स्ततोत्रश्च कवचं प्रणमेद विद्धि मंदुदा ततश्च हृदये देवीं संयोज्य शौशिकां प्रतिः. The sadhaka will then read the Kamakhya Stotra and the Kavach of Mother, and then he will pay obeisance to Devi. He will invoke Devi and set her in the heart. So the practice of reading and reciting the Kamakhya Kavach and the Stotra is very, very beneficial. Daily practice will protect you from all kind of negative and demonic forces. Using the Kavach and the Stotram is the beautiful description of the grandeur of the goddess in all her various facets. So please make the recitation of the Kavach and the Stotram as a part of your daily sadhana for the mother. And set her in your heart. That is the most important point of your sadhana. Nirmalayam nikshi pe daishe trikonam parikya payet. Nirmalayam sadhakai sardha grihim yad bhakti bhavatah viharet panchatatven yatha vidhi swachaktitah. Then he will worship other deities who are not worshipped by throwing nirmalaya, which is the remains of a floral offering made to the deity, in the triangle of the northeast quarter. Then he will take the nirmalaya with other sadhakas. After it, he will move duly with Panchatattva according to his own capacity. Shakti Moolam Sadhanascha Shakti Moolam Japadikam Shakti Moola Gatishaiva Shakti Moolascha Jivanam Ehikam Shakti Moolascha Paratram Shakti Moolakam. The main objective of penance is Shakti. The principal aim of the muttering of the mantra is Shakti. The main cause of motion is Shakti. The root of life is Shakti. Besides these, the main cause of all the subjects of the worldly pleasures and the pleasures of the next world is Shakti. Such a beautiful verse talking about who is Shakti. So she is the one in dynamic momentum, and Shiva is Shava without her. Shakti Moolam Tapah Sarvam Chaturvarga Stata Priye Shakti Moolani Sarvani Sthavarani Charani Cha. O beloved, the root of penance is Shakti. The root of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha is Shakti. The root of all the movable and immovable things in the world is Shakti. Verse going on to describe further what is the power of Shakti in our world. अज्ञात्वा पापिनो देवी रैरारं यान्ति निश्चितं तस्मात् सर्व प्रयत्नेन साधकैश्च शिवाज्ञायाः शक्ति युष्टि षष्टं भक्षितत्वं चान्यथा यान्ति रौरवम्. The sinners who do not know this mystery must go to the hell of Rauvara. Under the instruction of Shiva, the sadhakas must take the offals of Kaula Shaktis. If they do not follow this injunction of Shiva, they must go to the hell of Rauvara. So, this is a kind of disclaimer and clarity on those who will not follow the path clearly. Shaktiyaiva yad diyate devi tatu deva pitam bhavet safalam tasya tat karma satyam satyam kuleshwari shaktim vina kaula chakram karoti karyade dapi sayati narakam ghoram nistarau nahi vidyate evascha pujya devim yam yam chochisya sadhakah tam tam kamam kare kritva priye jayati nishchitam. So this is the combination of the 45th, 46th and 47th verses, and therefore this is a longer narration. O goddess, what is offered to the Kula Shakti is offered to Devi, O greatest of the Kula. The sadhaka achieves success for which these articles are offered to the Kula Shakti. The sadhaka who performs the sitting of Kaula Chakra without Shakti or causes to uphold the Kaulachara without Shakti goes to dreadful hell. He cannot save himself. O beloved, the sadhaka becomes victorious by achieving his desired objects for which he worships Devi and mutters her mantra. So that is the importance of having a Shakti in your as your consort during the worship of goddess. Purushcharan kale tu lakshmekam japet sudhihi tat dashasham hune dajye shark ram dhupayasehe tarp yet dad shaushashch jalaishashch chandanam mishritai गंधादये साधकादि शस्त जलैर भिषेश्चयेत अभिषेक दशांशेन भोजयेश्च द्विजुदौ दात्मान. This was really tricky for me also because Sanskrit can sometimes be very dense and I'm not a scholar, so please forgive me if I do some mistakes in the chanting of the verses, which means that during Purushcharana or a preparatory rite, the learned sadhaka will repeat the mantra for 1 lakh times. After Purushcharana, the sadhaka will perform homa for 10,000 times with ghee, sugar, honey, and payasam. Then he will present the oblations of water mixed with sandal for 1,000 times. Then he will perform the abhisheka or the bathing of the deity with the application of best perfumes for 100 times. And after it, he will feed 10 Brahmins of highest caliber. So this is a very important verse which talks of the steps of the Purushcharana of the mantra and the principle of 1/10 that needs to be followed in the completing the Purushcharana for getting the mantra siddhi. So you need to do 1 lakh japas of the mantra, following which you need to do homams, you need to do marjanams, you need to do abhishekams and then bhojanams. And when you complete all these steps, then only it will be considered that you have completed the Purushcharna or the Mantra Siddhi process. This was the verse 50th verse now of the third Patala of the Kamakhya Tantra. We have completed just two parts. The third part of Patala 3 is still remaining, which will be completed in the next video. Thank you very much.